Warm greetings from the High 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans on this Wednesday, October 14, 2020. I'm going to bring you very sad news out of Knoxville, Tennessee. A verdict was reached, or a plea agreement was reached, rather, in a case of two toddlers who were found deceased in a swimming pool of a babysitter's home. And if you need verification for the storyline, please log on to Channel 10 News. Babysitter pleads in twin toddler's death, gets 4 years of probation. Jennifer Sally of Texas pleaded guilty Wednesday morning. A former Knox County babysitter pleaded guilty to 2 counts of criminally negligent homicide Wednesday morning in the 2018 death of twin toddlers who were in her care. Jennifer Sally, by agreement with the prosecution, will serve consecutive 2-year terms on probation. The 37-year-old woman also cannot serve in any capacity in Tennessee as a child care provider, terms stipulate, and she'll remain on the state's severe abuse registry. Sally entered her plea before Knox County Criminal Court Judge Steve Sword. Attorney Josh Hedrick represented her. Toddlers Elijah and Elisa Orejuelo, almost 2 years old, ended up in July 2018 in the deep end of a swimming pool of Sally rental home on Fox Lonis Road. Sally, who was supposed to be looking after them, discovered them. Elisa drowned. Her brother was pronounced dead 2 days later at the East Tennessee Children's Hospital. Sally later left the Knoxville area and moved to Texas, where she currently lives. The parents of the twins, Amelia Wynn and Enrique Arrejela, later filed a lawsuit against Sally in Knoxville. And that is the said information pertaining to that. It was a short article. So this lady, Jennifer Sally, moved to Texas. Yes, naturally she would, because she couldn't work doing that type of work, taking care of children. And she now has a 4-year probation sentence for the deaths of 2 toddler children. The parents also filed a lawsuit against this lady, I believe, last year, and it's $17.5 million, if I'm not mistaken, in the article I just read. Now, I don't know how they're going to recoup that money, because naturally this lady, she ain't worth a dime and she don't have no money to give them. But who's to say that they didn't put a judgment out on her said income? So whatever she makes, she'll have to fork over any money that she makes. And I hope that happens. If it's just $300 a month, whatever they can get from her, get all you can get. Because it is also stated in a previous article pertaining to the original indictment of this lady, she was not supposed to have but a certain amount of children in her care, and she was found to have exceedingly more children than was allotted on her license to take care of children. So she was violating protocol by having more children in her care. So naturally, even if there was no swimming pool, you have so many children, you don't have any help, you can't see everything the children are doing unless you have them all in the same room at the same time. And obviously, we're talking about a pool. These kids ended up in the deep end of a swimming pool, and they're now deceased, 2 twin babies. So she wasn't doing her job. And I won't doubt on the day that the Department of Human Services went in to tell her she's been served with the order not to have any more children in her care. She probably at that time, God knows, had how many children in her care. And she knew better. And I think 4 years probation is a slap on the wrist. Because a family entrusted you to take care of their children, to watch their children, keep them clean, keep them fed, and keep them monitored. And you, like most people, Miss Sally, greedy for money, trying to get all the money you can, and you had those children in your care and you weren't watching them because you're talking about babies. Babies. And the fact that they said the babies died before their 2nd birthday means they found their way outdoors and climbed into a pool and fell in and drowned. Now, were you outside with those kids, with other children? You turned your back, and the babies wandered into the pool, and let's say that happened. You're supposed to have a gate around a pool. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this, that when you have an in-ground swimming pool, or even the ones where you have the ladder, and they're just placed on top of the grass, you're supposed to have an enclosure around a said swimming pool. And it also goes for hot tubs as well. You need to have anything with water enclosed with the gate. It's common sense. But I think this bat was greedy. She didn't care because they already stated that she had violated her license to have more children in her care. That was discovered and found out. That's why they helped her move out to Texas. But we already know that in this world of Google, anybody can Google your name for any reason, and that's what's going to come up under your name, is that you've been indicted for killing 2 babies. And you got a slap on the wrist with just probation. Terrible, terrible story. Very terrible story. When I get any more information pertaining to the lawsuit, which, like I said, it's a lot of money, and I don't see them getting 1% of that money from her. Because there's no telling what she's doing out there in Texas. But I can tell you what, anyone that knows this story now, anyone in Texas, don't let this crazy bat keep your kids. I wouldn't leave a dog in her care. Yeah, I'm saying it. Because people are getting passes, women specifically are getting too many passes, dealing with children, being babysitters for children, not watching them, abusing their own kids. They're getting slaps on the wrist, and it needs to stop with this giving people passes to abuse children in any form. In any form. Be it their own, be it a business, be it a friendly situation. It's time for the BS to stop. It's too much. It's just too much. And I'm sick of the stories of children drowning in pools, and definitely I'm sick of children dying in hot cars, as I brought you the previous video last week of that said mother. In that case where her lawyer is trying to get her text messages not to be admitted in court, her phone records. Tragic, tragic story. Another tragic story out of Knoxville, Tennessee. That's my wrap for today. Thanks for joining me. Like, share, subscribe. Drop your comments below. Mask up America. You all stay safe out there. And this is Everyday Shenanigans. God bless all of you. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.